Hey everyone, welcome to week 6, and I just wanted to pop in, go over what you did last week, talk about this week, and basically just say hello. I hope everyone had a good weekend and is doing well. The work this week, there is reading, of course, three essays from the book, the chapter How We Work, you have to read. Please note that the McClellan piece does have some mature language. It's also a long piece. It was the cover story of Mother Jones magazine when it was initially published. You're also going to be reading Mike Rose's Blue Collar Brilliance and Emily Badger's When We All Become Our Own Bosses. This is a supplementary reading. It's not required. It's a Time cover story about waitstaff at a diner here in Philadelphia, actually, so that might be interesting for folks. And it could also be a source depending on which reading you choose from How We Work to write about in Essay 2. The big writing assignment this week is Essay 2's introduction, just the introduction, not the full draft. So the essay number 2 prompt is here. You can see the paper itself is longer, 4 to 5 pages. There are 3 required sources, one of which is from our book, the other 2 you're finding on your own. So if you need help with finding sources, please utilize Nikki Karam, our librarian. If you scroll to the bottom of the modules, you can find her module, and you can also reach out to her directly. She can definitely help you find 2 sources for this paper. This week you're only handing in the introduction paragraph. The whole paper is due November 1st, so still a couple weeks away. And what you're doing with this paper is you're picking one of the articles from the chapter How We Work, and choose one that you agree with, understand. If that you feel really the author has something to say, and that you can really dissect it. Okay, because that's what this assignment is asking you to do as a writer and as a thinker and a reader. You're picking one of the articles from How We Work. You're identifying what the author's claim is, and then you're finding 2 other sources to either support or refute their claim. Okay. You'll also notice, perhaps you'll notice, I did change the rubric a little bit from the rubric I used for Essay 1. No major changes. The criteria are the same. I just added a little more, and I kind of broke down the categories a little differently. I like to make adjustments as I go along to make sure I'm trying to, provide the best learning atmosphere and experience I can. So this is the assignment that's due this Sunday. Again, it's just the rough draft of your introduction. The intro should have a hook, some development, and then your thesis statement. All right, so that's what you're doing this week. That chat room is still there if folks are using that. It's really a discussion board, and then the chat function is still available if anyone's checked that out. Awesome. There was a survey, because when I had the course feedback quiz, one thing that a lot of folks said was they weren't really thrilled with Flipgrid. So the survey said, well, what would you like to do? Keep Flipgrid, switch to the discussion board, or alternate? And in this class, the majority voted to switch completely to the Canvas discussion board, so we will no longer be using Flipgrid. If you liked Flipgrid, I'm sorry. I liked it too, but I understand the concerns that people had about it. So bye-bye Flipgrid, hello Canvas discussion board. Again, there is no discussion this week, but when we move to week 7, if there's a discussion, and there probably will be, it'll be on the Canvas discussion board. Just briefly, I'll say about the discussion last week. You were talking about Barbara Ehrenreich, and I still have to grade those summaries for most of you. But the discussion was amazing. I chimed in a couple times, particularly Dylan had a really excellent comment about the fees that CCP as an institution charges. And I had a lot to say about that. And so, and a few other people, said things that were very thought-provoking, and so I was moved to reply. And so if you get a moment and you want to look and see, you can. It's not required. You don't have to reply to me. But I'm just, sort of also, as I was grading them and reading them, I wanted to get involved in the conversation. So I did add some comments. And, Dylan, I mentioned, his post was great. Natalie and Anaya also really had strong posts. Really, everyone did a great job. So, kudos. And, that will be our format moving forward for the rest of the semester. Whenever there's a graded discussion, it will be on the Canvas discussion board. No more Flipgrid. Oh, the last thing I wanted to point out, sorry. So essay number 1, I graded those. If you got less than a C, you can revise. Just email me. We'll figure out the terms. And as far as how to see feedback, this is from the Canvas student guide, How Do I View Annotation Feedback from My Instructor? So what you do is you open up grades, and then you see a page that looks like this with all of the assignments, their due dates, etc. You click on the assignments, you would click on Essay 1, and something like this will open up, Submission Details. It'll show the grade, you can look at the rubric, it'll say when you submitted it, you'll see this little hyperlink, and then you'll see this, these words, View Feedback. I might put feedback in the rubric, I might put feedback here, but this is the feedback that really is useful to students. And so you would click that, and then a page like this would open up, or should open up. And it'll show you your paper, and you'll see like anything I highlighted. If you hover over it with your mouse, it'll show you then what my comment was on the side. You won't be able to see all these comments unless you click View Feedback. If you wanted to download the annotated document, you can, the annotated file. You download it by clicking on the little down arrow. But you're more than welcome to just kind of look through and see the directions. So I get it. If you open it up and you see you got a grade, 85, and you look at the rubric and you can see where you lost some points. But then if you see I highlighted things, what does that mean? You need to do this, right? You need to click View Feedback. So again, you go into grades, click on the assignment in question, click on View Feedback. You'll be able to see my feedback. And take that into account for the next essay, right? If there were unnecessary I statements or some maybe informal, word choice, things like that. You're not losing big points for things like that. As long as the ideas are clear and you're responding to the prompt and you're using sources, correctly, that's the bulk of writing in an academic, setting. But I would like you to, try to maybe apply, if there were minor things that I pointed out, you can try to apply those to future papers as well. So, saw the poll results. We're switching entirely to the Canvas, no more Flipgrid. How to see feedback, how to do that. You can also, the student guide is in an earlier module as well. So not only is the library module down at the bottom of the modules, but the Canvas guide is there as well. So if you need to get back to this, how to view instructor feedback on your papers. What else? We talked about what we're doing this week. I still have to, grade most of the Aaron Reich summaries. We looked at Essay 2. I think that's it. So, yes, week 6. We're moving along. We're here in the middle of October. And if you have questions, email me. Like I said, if you got less than a C on Essay 1 and you want to revise it, email me. We'll work that out. And just have a great week. All right. I'll see you all later. Bye.